Good morning, everybody. We are so happy to have all of you here today and all of the people watching from home and from their classrooms. This is a really exciting day. I first want to thank Kayla Farnham for her wonderful music today. She's the new state troubadour, and we're really happy to have her here today. I want to introduce myself. I'm Sally Whipple. I'm the Executive Director of the Connecticut Democracy Center at Connecticut's Old State House. And along with Brian Cofrancesco and Nicole Picciarzello, who had our Kid Governor program, I'm happy to welcome you here to the inauguration of Connecticut's 8th Kid Governor, a celebration of the enthusiasm, determination, and civic engagement of you guys, our 5th graders. It's fitting to hold our inauguration here. This building is a former state capitol and a place of learning for people from all over the world, and it symbolizes Connecticut's people and our efforts to make this state the best it can be. It's fitting to meet here, and it's fitting to have as our partner Connecticut Humanities, an organization devoted to Connecticut's civic and cultural well-being. Under the leadership of Executive Director Dr. Jason Mancini, Connecticut Humanities has supported our work with major funding, creative ideas, and friendship. Please welcome Dr. Mancini as he says a few words.
Thanks, Sally. It's great to be here, and congratulations to the Kid Governors. Our Kid Governor Ellie, Aaron, Jacob, Liliana, Maxence, Scarlett, and Sean. Job well done. Connecticut Humanities is proud to support the Connecticut Democracy Center in this program with Kid Governor. I'm so inspired by all of your positions, your leadership, and we look forward to years of you continuing this work. And our job as adults here is to keep you all in this state for a long time so you can be our future leaders like those here on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say, today is a great day, and since 2015, nearly 50,000 5th graders in Connecticut have learned about state government, local issues, campaigns, elections, and voting through the Kid Governor program. Our 7 Kid Governors and their cabinets have used what they've learned to help students and adults understand the value of being informed and working to build a better world. As of this year, 4 other states have signed on to our Kid Governor program, and Connecticut's Kid Governor and her cabinet will work virtually this year with students in Oregon, New Hampshire, Georgia, and Oklahoma to learn about teamwork across states, just like the real governors do, or the adult governors. It takes a lot of time and a lot of people to make all of this happen. So I'd like to thank my colleagues at the Connecticut Democracy Center and the devoted volunteers who have made this day and this whole program possible. I'd also like to thank Connecticut Humanities again, as well as the Galicki Family Foundation for its longtime generous support and welcome encouragement. And we all thank Connecticut's skilled and dedicated 5th grade teachers who have brought the Kid Governor program into their classrooms. And of course, thank you to everybody again for joining us here today in the historic Old State House courtroom and from your homes and schools as we join today to honor the Connecticut 5th graders as they take this important step into civic life. And now I am very happy to introduce our host for the Connecticut's Kid Governor Inauguration Ceremony and News Conference, NBC Connecticut anchor and friend of the Kid Governor program, Mr. Ted Koppe.
Thank you. Thank you, Sally. Thanks for having me here. It's an honor. I got to do this a few years ago, and as Sally mentioned, I'm a friend of this organization. I'm honored and thrilled that they consider me a friend. I'm a huge, huge fan. We've got a lot to get to in the program, so I'll get to that in just a second. But before I get to the scripted remarks, I want to talk a little bit about what I do and how it relates to all of you, and especially all of you in the cabinet and the Kid Governor and Kid Governor-elect. Show of hands, especially among you fifth graders, how many of you watch the news? Okay, good, thank you. If nobody raised their hand, I was going to tell your teachers to give you an extra spelling test next Monday, so thankfully you raised your hands. Okay, another show of hands. How many people would rather take a spelling test than listen to me talk? You guys are going to keep my ego in check. All right, as I mentioned, we do have a lot to get to, so we are going to get to the program. And first of all, we'll start up by standing up and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll lead you in that. The flag is right here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, whether you're watching online here or in person at the Old State House, we want to wish you a fun day ahead. There's a lot that you're going to be doing. You're going to meet a lot of state dignitaries who are joining us for this special event. You're going to hear from the outgoing Kid Governor Makhi Ettienne-Modeste and Kid Governor-elect Ellie Mendez. And you're going to watch as Ellie is sworn in and the members of her cabinet as well. And they'll be taking your questions as well. Before we get to all that, though, we want to sing the national anthem this morning, and we've got our very own state troubadour, very new state troubadour as well, Kayla Farnham. She's going to lead us in that right now.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous height, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Kayla, thank you. She made that sound so easy, didn't she? That's one of the hardest songs to sing. I was over there in the corner, thankfully far away from anybody. They couldn't hear me singing because I was in and out of about 3 keys just trying to keep up. So again, Kayla, beautiful job. We are here today to recognize a group of motivated and passionate fifth graders who captured a lot of people's attention. They've accepted the challenge of running for Connecticut Kid Governor this past fall. They were the final candidates in the 2022 statewide election, and today they begin their 1-year term as your 2023 Kid Governor and Cabinet. And I'd like each of them to stand and wave to the audience when I call their name. And first, your 2023 Kid Governor-elect, Ellie Mendez. Her platform is express and address your feelings. And now for the cabinet. First, we have Aaron, whose platform focuses on access to healthy food. Jacob, who plans to address bullying. Liliana, whose platform focuses on literacy. Maxence, who plans to address cyberbullying. Scarlett, who plans to address littering. And Sean, who's committed to valuing the elderly. I tell you what, if you haven't already, go to the website, watch their videos. I mean, of course, you've seen them because you voted in this election, but for the adults out there watching, it is really impressive how they've adopted issues and taken really serious approaches to finding solutions. My hat's off to all of you. You did a wonderful job. I was impressed with your videos and your platforms. The cabinet will spend the next year working together to accomplish their platforms and to support Kid Governor-elect Ellie and her platform. Let's give them all one more big round of applause. And you will hear more from them during the news conference following the inauguration. We're also here to recognize the students in the room today, Ellie and her cabinet members, classmates who helped develop platforms, assisted in creating videos, provided support during the statewide election. Each of you played a role, a very important role in your candidate's success. So give yourselves a round of applause. And a round of applause for all the teachers who work so enthusiastically to prepare lessons and support the Kid Governor platform. I want to recognize the more than 9,400 Connecticut fifth graders who took part in this year's Kid Governor program. You all voted, you had a voice in the election. Some of you helped to nominate a student for your school. Some of you even ran for office yourselves. Each of you played an important role in the statewide election. So let's give all this year's participants a round of applause. In just a few moments, you are going to hear from the outgoing Kid Governor, Makhi Ettienne-Modeste, who is concluding his one-year term today. Makhi, please stand and be recognized for your hard work in the past year. And we are honored to have representatives from all three branches of government here today, congratulating Kid Governor-elect Ellie and the members of the cabinet, all of you who are here with us in person, watching in the classrooms as well. These are public servants who've taken time out of their busy schedules to take part in today's celebration, which is a testament to how they value democracy and really nurturing that spirit from generation to generation. Our first speaker is Connecticut's Lieutenant Governor, Susan Bysiewicz. As Lieutenant Governor, she takes the place of the governor when needed and presides over the Senate and the legislative branch. She was just sworn in herself earlier this month for a second term, and she may not be aware of this, but by the way, when she was the Secretary of the State, Susan Bysiewicz was the very first person I interviewed when I started working in Connecticut in 2004. And so, here we are still. It is, yes. So please welcome Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysiewicz.
Good morning. Oh, come on. Can we try that one more time? Good morning. All right. I am so happy to be here on this very special day, and even happier to know, as I have had the opportunity to meet the cabinet and meet the Kid Governor-elect, how very bright Connecticut's future is because of these amazing leaders that you are soon going to meet. And I'm happy to congratulate our 2023 Kid Governor Ellie. It is great to see another intelligent, compassionate, and energetic female elected as Kid Governor of Connecticut. Now, I used to be the Secretary of the State, and Stephanie Thomas, our new Secretary of the State, will tell you that secretaries of the state look at the history of elections almost every day on the job. So I took a look because in Connecticut, our first governor was elected in 1776. That was 247 years ago. And in those 247 years, how many female governors do you think Connecticut had? Ooh, we have how many? What? Okay, I'm hearing everything from 0 up, but who said 2? All right, if you said 2, you were right, okay? And those 2 governors were Governor Ellie, Ellie, a very similar name to yours, and Governor Jody Rell. So only 2 in 247 years. Is that a bit depressing? Yeah. I think so. Now, here's the good news. So the good news is that the Connecticut Kid Governor program has been in place since 2016. And there have been 8 governors. And how about this? 7 girls and 1 boy. Makhi, thank you. So I bring that up because I believe that the Connecticut Kid Governor program is showing how young people can lead the way. Because I have a feeling with all of these young leaders in the pipeline, we are going to have many more female leaders in the state of Connecticut. Don't you think? All right. The other thing that I wanted to point out, and I'm going to ask Ellie and the cabinet to stand up again because I want you to see them. Can you just stand up for 1 minute? Okay. So look at this very diverse group of smart young leaders. I believe, and I think the state treasurer and the secretary of the state agree with me, that they represent the diversity that is Connecticut. And I think they also reflect the very diverse cabinet that Governor Lamont and I have. We have 50% women cabinet members or commissioners, as we call them, and we have 40% people of color. So let's give this diverse cabinet a round of applause, and you all can sit down. All right, you can have a seat now, cabinet and governor-elect. So I want to also just thank Ellie for picking a really important topic, youth mental health. Our legislature and our administration thought that was so critically important that we signed into law a landmark youth mental health bill last year because we knew that so many of our young people were struggling with the isolation of the pandemic, with stress and anxiety. And that's why I was so delighted to read about Ellie's plans for her year in office. And I want to thank the cabinet members for bringing forward your wonderful ideas because your voice really matters. And I want to give a special shout out to all of the candidates, Aaron, Jacob, Liliana, Max, Scarlett, and Sean for running great campaigns. Give them a round of applause. Now, I really hope that everyone, all of our young leaders who are sitting here today, whether you're sitting on the floor or you're sitting in one of these chairs, think about running for office someday, because we need all of you. And the governor and I thank you for helping us to lead the way in our beautiful state. And finally, I want to say thank you to our outgoing Kid Governor Makhi, who has made a tremendous impact in our state over the last year. He has raised awareness about showing kindness and compassion to our animal friends and encouraging donations and volunteering at animal shelters across the state. That was particularly important because coming out of the pandemic, there were so many pets that needed forever homes. So, Makhi, thank you for the great example you have shown for Ellie. And I'll tell you that, Ellie, you have some big decisions coming up, but you have some good advisors in all of our constitutional officers. Every year I look forward to hosting the Kid Governor and the Cabinet for a meeting in my office, so I'll look forward to getting your good advice and giving you any advice you need. But I want to thank you so much for inviting me to participate in this great program. It's such an honor for Governor Lamont and I to represent you every day. Thank you.
Lieutenant Governor Bisowitz, thank you so much. As a girl dad, I love what you said, and I agree with you 100%. We are going to see a lot more female governors and leaders in our state, and of course, we need all of you, as you said, to run for office and continue to be leaders. All right, well, we are going to move along to our next speaker, and that is the State Treasurer, Eric Russell. As Treasurer, he's responsible He is responsible for handling the state's money. Like the Lieutenant Governor, he was just sworn in at the beginning of January in his first term as State Treasurer. So please welcome Treasurer Russell to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm so happy to join you here today on this great occasion as we celebrate the inauguration of Connecticut's 8th Kid Governor, Ellie Mendez. I also want to say thank you for your service to the state over the last year, Makhi, as the 2022 Connecticut Governor. So Ellie, Governor Lamont keeps telling me that I'm the Kid Treasurer. So I think we should join forces and make sure we get some good work done over the next year. The Kid Governor program is something we really should be proud of here in Connecticut. It was founded right back here in 2015, 2016, and now several other states, including New Hampshire and Oregon and Oklahoma, have followed our lead and are electing kid governors. What I love about the program is that it gives kids a chance to participate in a real election. You learn about state government and the voting process and the importance of fulfilling your civic duty by voting. And as you may have heard, this past November, only about 50% of adults in the state voted. And so you're getting a great head start by being involved in making decisions, and before you know it, you will be the ones in charge of calling the shots here in the state. Ellie, you've adopted a really important cause in your platform, addressing the increase in anxiety and depression amongst young people. So thank you for shining a light on the topic by helping your classmates and fifth graders across the state understand the signs of anxiety and depression, and by supporting the resources and strategies for coping with those feelings. You will do what every governor in our state really aspires to do, and that is helping the people you represent. I was just inaugurated myself earlier this month alongside many of our other constitutional officers and representatives and legislative leaders. So I have a pretty good idea of what you're probably feeling right now. It's probably a lot of excitement and a little bit of nervousness, but I think it's really important. I think that shows that you care about the work that you're doing and that it's something important to you, and I think that goes a long way in making sure you're doing a really good job. So, Kid Governor Ellie, you and your energetic cabinet Aaron, Jacob, Liliana, Maxence, Scarlett, and Sean are going to be a great force for positive change in our state and for fifth graders across the state. I'm honored to be here with you all, and I'm standing by if you need help with anything and if I can be a resource. And I'm eager to see what you are able to accomplish over the next year. So thank you and congratulations again.
Treasurer Russell, thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time to join us today. And next, I'd like to invite Commissioner of Education Charlene Russell Tucker to the platform. The commissioner has served in several roles in state government and the State Department of Education and was appointed by Governor Lamont to lead Connecticut's public education system. So let's welcome Commissioner Russell Tucker to the podium.
Well, thank you very much, and good morning. You know, I know you, and I think you can do even better than that. Just take the rafters off here. Good morning. That's what I know you're able to do. Thank you very much, and so thank you for the invitation to join you today. The Connecticut State Department of Education has been a strong supporter of the Kid Governor program since its inception in 2016. You know, for us, we think about in education, civic education is a key goal of public education, which enables all of our students, all of you, to thrive and become good stewards of American society. And you know what? We really need that today more than ever. And so many teachers, school leaders have wondered how to do civics in our elementary education in our state in a meaningful way. The Kid Governor program is a compelling way for engagement. This is how you do it, right? Getting you engaged. You have your platforms that you develop, your entire class gets involved. You get involved in campaigning. You've heard about campaigning here from those who had to just do that. And also about voting, which is so critically important. So this is civics in the purest form. Student not just learning about civics, but actually engaging and doing it. So thank you very much. Makhi, thank you for the work you've done. You've given us advice already today, and I'm sure we'll get some more from him. And also, it's a true pleasure watching all the work that you've done this past year. And Ellie, congratulations. You've got a great road ahead of you. Your platform is one that's near and dear to my heart about mental health. When I sat in this chair 22 months ago, behavioral health was a big part of what I wanted to make sure we get done so all of you can be supported in your schools. And thank you to our educators. You're doing an awesome job. We value you. And so, Ellie, as you work on your platform, in your words, to drive change and be a voice and to voice your opinions, be sure to do two things for me. Continue your gymnastics and do your backflips, as being physically healthy and having fun still matters for you to be your true self. So I truly look forward to continuing to work with you and the cabinet. You have some great initiatives that you're going to be working on. Know that as your Commissioner of Education, the State Department of Education is there to support you in every step of the way. Thank you very much.
Backflips. That's very impressive. Wow. A governor who does backflips. I love that. Commissioner, thank you so much for your remarks. Very inspiring. Civics so important, as you mentioned, especially as we've seen in these last few years in the country. So continue to pay attention to what our government's all about, what our society is all about. And again, we have shining examples up here of just that. We're also joined by state legislators who have been elected to serve in the Connecticut General Assembly. That is our state's legislative branch. I would like to welcome State Senator Marilyn Moore, who represents the 22nd Senate District, and State Representative Tony Scott, who represents the 112th House District. Both Senator Moore and Representative Scott represent Ellie's hometown of Monroe. Welcome.
Good morning. I'm the state senator. I represent Ellie and Monroe. I also represent the children of Bridgeport and Trumbull. And I'm so happy to be here this morning with you. I look out and I say, what a mosaic. This is truly who we are when I see all the different faces. And as I was sitting here, I was thinking, you have Ellie and have cabinet. And Ellie, I hope you reach back to your predecessor for advice, because that's what I do as a senator. I ask people who have been there before me. But I wondered, how many senators, how many governors, how many secretary of states, how many controllers, how many state reps are sitting here right now? Because this is where it begins. Begins with understanding your role as an individual, your civic duty to vote, and to follow through. So what I will tell you right now, I wish someone told me when I was in 5th grade. I wasn't as tall as most of you, though. Start to write down your wishes and put it on paper so you can look back later to see if you've met some of the dreams. If someone said something here that made a difference in your future. And to the cabinet, I suggest you start getting a journal and writing things down so you can see what you want to do, but also think about it later. But years from now, reflect back. I still have my book from when I was in the 8th grade that I go back and look at what people said about me. People saw things in me that I didn't see in myself. So hold on to that, and congratulations to the cabinet and to Ellie. Thank you.
So first, congratulations to Ellie. Looking forward to you representing Monroe just as much as Senator Moore and myself do. And to the cabinet, you'll be a very, very big part of her administration. It's going to be a big key to be able to help support her along the way. And I know that from firsthand experience. And I know that because my daughter, Addison, actually was on a cabinet of a Kid Governor. She ran for Kid Governor in Monroe. She won Monroe and ran statewide 3 years ago. And she lost, but she was able to still be supportive to the Kid Governor at the time. So I know from a parental standpoint, so parents, buckle up. It's a fun ride for the next year of all the events to attend, but also from how they can actually help and make a difference. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the Kid Governor's office. I've mentioned this many times before, where because my daughter Addison ran for that, it gave me the inspiration that I could do better. I could do more, and I could do more to help my town, my district, but also the state of Connecticut. And if it wasn't for her running, I might not have walked through that door when the opportunity rang for a chance for me to run for office and be a state representative. So thank you to the Kid Governor staff and office, because you already have one, Senator Moore, who made a difference from the Kid Governor, because it's me, because I ran because of that. But I'm sure we'll have a lot more here that will run down the future. And I really can't wait to see. I wish we could fast forward 20, 30 years from now to see the great things you guys are going to do, because I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So keep up the good work. Be supportive, be helpful to your classmates, and best of luck for the rest of this year.
Senator Moore, Representative Scott, thank you so much for those inspiring and heartfelt words. It now is a pleasure to introduce our next speaker, State Supreme Court Justice Stephen Ecker. Justice Ecker serves in our judicial branch of government in our state's highest court, along with 6 other justices, including the Chief Justice. Justice Ecker reviews decisions made by the State Superior Court and Appellate Court. So let's please give a warm welcome to Justice Ecker.
It's great to be here, and I'm thrilled to participate. I want to really congratulate, the elected officials, and Ellie. Congratulations to you, the cabinet. I had some great talks before we started. Aaron told me that I ate too much for breakfast, or ate unhealthy foods for breakfast. That was pretty helpful, and he was absolutely right. Jacob asked me what the hardest case was that I ever had, and we had a little discussion about that. That was interesting. And I missed the opportunity to talk to the rest of you, but I bet I could learn a lot. I've certainly been learning a lot from my kids. And I remember 5th grade, it was 100 years ago or so, but it was pretty good. And I still remember Miss Maycheck. She was my homeroom teacher, and they called it language arts. I don't know what they call it now, English. So, and she taught me, I still remember a lot of what she taught me, actually, all my teachers, but she taught me how to spell the word friend, I just thought of it as I was sitting there, and one of the speakers mentioned friendship, and she said, because there's the I and the E, you know, and you never know really whether the I goes before the E or the E goes before the I. And there's little things we can remember, ways to remember, you know, I before E except after C. I don't know if you've gotten there yet, but there's a couple of little things like that. Ms. Maychek told me, well, a friend is with you until the very end, like END, you know? Never misspelled the word friend since. I've misspelled most of the other words in the English language, but not that one. The one thing I want to tell you about my job, so my job is all about reaching agreement or disagreeing, but in a way that, like, you know, you can still be in the same room together with the other people the next day. And that has something to do with friendship, actually. So I was never very good at that. I was really good at friendship with my friends, but I'm not sure I was such a nice person when I was a kid, to be honest with you. It's one of my great regrets. It's easy to be nice to the people you like and, you know, your group. But what about, you know, everybody? So what I've learned in my job is that, and it took me a while. I mean, this is pathetic. It took me 60 years or so, 55 maybe. But and I have the sense, looking around this room, that you all know a lot more than I did at a much younger age. But getting along with people that you're working with, even when you disagree, that's, I mean, for some of us anyway, hard. Really hard. Some people are naturals and they get it, but some of us don't. And I think part of the reason we don't is because, you know, if I'm right, then the person next to me is wrong. And if they're wrong, well, then that frees me up to, you know, be a jerk, right? Because I'm right. And that's really a bad way of thinking. And you know, I say that from personal experience. I mean, I hope I wasn't evil. I don't want to paint myself out as evil, but you know, and the other thing that sometimes I thought was, well, if my idea, like the thing I'm looking to accomplish, is a good thing, then I can do what I need to get there because it's a good thing. You know, people call it the ends justify the means. Your goal justifies how you get there. Well, that's not really true either. So there's a lot of stuff a lot of mistakes I made, and what I'm hoping that Ellie and this cabinet does is you probably agree on mostly everything. I mean, a lot of stuff, but to the extent you have disagreements, you know, the challenge of this job and really of our lives together in a family or in any kind of group, a class or whatever, is to figure out how to be yourself and stand up for what you believe, but at the same time do it in a way that doesn't hurt other people's feelings. And so I guess that sounds like an adult telling kids, giving them advice, which is really a mistake and also very boring. But you know, I guess part of what I'm saying is I learned that from watching some kids and watching other people, and I bet you, and I think it's helped me out a lot. I think that maybe it'll help you all, but I look forward very much to your leadership and what you accomplished. Makhi, I forgot to mention you. That was great. Congratulations. I still remember your smile from a year ago. It's the best smile I've ever seen. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I wish you all the best luck. And thank your fifth grade teachers before, you know, just one time before the end of the year.
Justice Ecker, thank you. By the way, that was not boring at all. It's so important to be reminded that we all need to work together even when we don't agree, correct? Well, we have several other special guests here today that I'd like to recognize. I ask that you please stand to be recognized when I call your name. On the dais, Deputy Comptroller of the State of Connecticut, Tara Downs. Also on the dais, Monroe's First Selectman, Kenneth Kellogg. In the audience, we have State Social Studies consultant and co-chair of the Kid Governor Advisory Committee, Steve Armstrong. Also in the audience, Monroe Public School Superintendent Joseph Kobza, Kobza. By the way, I've been up since 2 this morning, so I start to slur about this time of day. Also in the audience, 2022 Kid Governor Makhi's family. And of course, in the audience, 2023 Kid Governor-elect Ellie's family. And we'll have other special guests joining us later this morning for our educational program about state government. They are not here right now, but I'd like to acknowledge their participation today and the support of the Kid Governor program. Connecticut's Attorney General William Tong will join us to talk about the executive branch. Former Supreme Court Justice Dennis Evely is going to speak to us about the judicial branch of government. And Representative Kathy Kennedy, who represents Milford and Orange in Connecticut, in the General Assembly, will speak with us about the legislative branch of government. That's coming up a little later today. And now, as we prepare to swear in Ellie and her cabinet, I'd like to call on 2022 Kid Governor Makhi Ettienne-Modeste. 1 year ago, Makhi stood at this podium delivering his inaugural address and sharing his goals for protecting our pets. He's now going to review his term in office as he delivers a farewell address to his constituents. So please welcome me in, did I say welcome me? Please join me in welcoming Makhi. It's time for me to stop talking.
Hello. Thank you for everyone who is here today in person and watching online. First things first, I would like to congratulate Ellie and her cabinet on their upcoming term. Ellie, you were on an amazing platform addressing anxiety and depression. I know you will do great things as Kid Governor. I would also like to congratulate cabinet members Aaron, Jacob, Liliana, Maxine, Scarlett, and Sean. I look forward to seeing what you do with your platforms. I'd like to thank all the people who supported me during my term, especially my mom, my dad, my stepdad, my sisters, my 5th grade teacher, Mr. Costa, JFK School, and the Windsor community. They all encouraged me and helped me so much throughout my term. I'm grateful for everything they did. Thank you to my cabinet, Brian, Elizabeth, Madeline, Olivia, Samantha, and Sadvik. They worked so hard this year on their platforms and helped me a lot too. Also, thank you to Mr. Confrancesco, Mrs. Petrozello, and the Connecticut Democracy Center for running Kid Governor and giving me the opportunity to help animals this year. I'd like to give a special thank you to all our state officials who took the time out of their day to join us here at the inauguration. Finally, I want to thank all the 5th graders, now 6th graders, who supported me throughout my term. I couldn't have done this without any of you. During my term, I focused on my Protecting Our Pets platform. My first platform point was to educate 5th graders about the signs of animal abuse and showing kindness towards companion animals. To achieve this, I worked with animal experts from the Department of Agriculture and the Connecticut Humane Society to host a virtual educational program. Lots of classrooms tuned in. I learned a lot, and I hope the 5th graders of Connecticut did too. My second platform point was to create posters that raise awareness of showing kindness towards companion animals. I did this by collaborating with the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Children and Families on a statewide poster contest. We received a lot of amazing artwork. And I worked with my cabinet and other collaborators too to choose 11 finalists, an honorable mention, and a winner. The winner was Danielle from Greenwich, and I loved her poster because the idea of showing kindness to pets was very clear. My third and final point was to donate to animal organizations. Some animal shelters need help caring for all their animals, so I encourage fifth graders to donate in their communities. To help, I researched what animal organizations need help and visited places like Where the Love Is Animal Rescue in Hamden. I used what I learned to make resources for other people to donate, like a list of what animal organizations need and tips on how to collect items. How my cabinet and I even made toys for animals in shelters. As I reflect on my term, I'm happy that I got to do the things I love while also helping others and having fun. I hope you will all continue to help animals and protect our pets. Wait. Almost done. Okay. As 2021 Kid Governor Reese said in her farewell address last year, you guys are going to be able to do amazing things and help so many people and change so many lives. Now, as I pass that message on to Ellie and her cabinet, have an amazing term and keep persevering. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of Inauguration Day.
Makhi, thank you. Again, congratulations on your past year. Just getting to listen to you for just a few minutes, it's obvious that you are wise beyond your years. Even though you're old now, you're in 6th grade, right? So you're kind of old, but anyway, please continue to make a difference in this world because it is clear that you are having an impact. And now, our final speaker is our Secretary of the State, Stephanie Thomas, who is also delivering the oaths of office to Ellie and her cabinet members. Secretary Thomas just began her first term in office, and as secretary, she works in the executive branch, overseeing the state's records and elections, again, something that's come into sharp focus in the last few years, a very, very important job. The Secretary of the State's office has sworn in every previous Connecticut Kid Governor, so please join me in welcoming Secretary Thomas.
Good morning, everyone. Are you tired of listening to speakers yet? Let's take a vote. How many people are tired? Raise your hand. How many people really want to hear me speak? I appreciate you. No, but I get to do the fun part. I get to swear in the Kid Governor-elect and the cabinet, and I won't speak for too long. Oh, wait, what's your answer? Oh, I thought you had not a yes and no. Was that a maybe? Okay. Well, I'm really excited to be here because, as you just heard, the Secretary of the State presides over our state's elections. But this is really my favorite one, and this is my first time being here today. But this is what our representative democracy looks like. Some people run for office, some people win. Some people support the winners, some people vote, some people volunteer to help people, and we all do it together to make our state and make our country great. So keep up this work. This is what, whether you're in the 5th grade or 50, you will complete this cycle every year of your entire life. And as other speakers have said, I can't wait to see what you do as voters, as winners of elections, as governors, as representatives, and so on. And Makhi, you're a tough act to follow at the podium, but I want to thank you for all of your work this past year and also the great advice you gave me this morning. I can tell you have a great mind and you are a great thinker, and I look forward to your leadership. And thank you to your cabinet as well for their efforts this past year. You made us all proud, and I know your successor, Ellie, and her cabinet will continue doing that for all of us. And Ellie, I look forward to swearing you in a few moments. And I just want to congratulate you. Your platform of addressing childhood anxiety and depression is so important to fostering the health and safety of all Connecticut residents. And as someone who grew up very shy and afraid in some ways, it's just very touching to know that you are thinking of your fellow students in this way. And thank you to the Cabinet for all of your platforms as well. So this is just the beginning of your efforts, and you can't do that until I swear you in. So it is now my duty to administer today's oath of office to Ellie and her cabinet, and I'm going to begin with the cabinet. As a state leader who works closely with Governor Ned Lamont, I know just how important it is to advise the governor, support the governor's platform goals, and all work together to advance your collective goals. So I'm going to swear you each in individually. So when I call your name, please stand in front of your seat, raise your right hand, and after I read your oath, you say, "I do." So first, we have Aaron and Young, who lives in Hartford and goes to school at Creek University of Hartford Magnet School in West Hartford. Aaron, okay, you are ready. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term and so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of the Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your ability, so help you God? If so, please say I do. Congratulations. Next, we have Jacob Garay, who also lives in Hartford and goes to Creek Discovery Academy in Wethersfield. Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term and so long as you continue a citizen thereof, that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of the Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your abilities, so help you God? If so, please say I do. Thank you. Congratulations. Next up, Liliana Magazine from Meadowside Elementary School in Milford. Liliana, please raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term and so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of the Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your abilities, so help you God? If so, please say I do. Congratulations. Next, we have Maxence Clementine from Long Meadow Elementary School in Middlebury. You are also ready to go. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term and so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of the Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your abilities, so help you God? If so, please say I do. Congratulations. I should have this memorized by now, but maybe by the end. Scarlett, you are up next. Scarlett Beaulieu, who attends Andover Elementary School in Andover. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term and so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of the Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your abilities, so help you God? If so, please say I do. Congratulations. And last but not least, Sean Patel from Pomparog Elementary School in Southbury. Do you solemnly swear, I lost my place, that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term and so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of the Kid Governor's Cabinet to the best of your abilities, so help you God? If so, please say I do. Congratulations. And now it is my duty to administer the oath to the office of 2023 Connecticut's Kid Governor, Ellie Mendez. Please join me at the podium. I would also like to invite Ellie's family to stand behind her. Yes, please come in. I know you're proud. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the fifth graders and students of Connecticut during your one-year term and so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of Connecticut's Kid Governor to the best of your ability, so help you God? If so, please say I do. Congratulations. I am now happy to announce Connecticut's 2023 Kid Governor, Ellie Mendez. So this sash is a symbol of your office and your role, and you should wear it proudly when you address your constituents, make public appearances, or participate in programs. It has been worn by your predecessors, Elena Tipton, Jessica Brockstrom, Megan Kasparowski, Ella Briggs, Myra Stanfield, Reese Naughton, and of course, Makhi Ettienne-Modeste. Now, I'd like to invite your Connecticut Kid Governor, Ellie Mendez, to deliver her inaugural address. Thank you, and welcome.
Good morning, students, teachers, community members, and all the guests celebrating Inauguration Day here in person and online. First and foremost, I want to thank every fifth grader who participated in the Connecticut's Kid Governor program and voted in the statewide election. This experience has already been truly uplifting and amazing. I'm beyond excited to start my term and work with my cabinet members. I want to recognize my cabinet, Aaron, Jacob, Liliana, Maxence, Scarlett, and Sean. My goal is that together we will make a huge impact not only in our communities, but on the entire state of Connecticut. I appreciate this opportunity to help kids in Connecticut, and I couldn't have done it without the support of many people. First, thank you to my family. They have supported me every step of the way since I was a little girl. My dad is my motivation and tells me I can do and be anything I want. And my mom is my energy and supports me throughout. My little brother Angelo is my loudest and most loving supporter. Thank you to the Monroe Elementary School community, Superintendent Cosba, the Board of Education, and First Selectman Kellogg for your support. I also want to thank Principal Svensson and Miss Palmieri for helping me and giving the students the opportunity to be heard. Thank you, Miss Petruzzello and Mr. Cofrancesco from the Connecticut Democracy Center for making the Kid Governor program and this opportunity available and helping me through this process. Finally, thank you to the many dignitaries and state leaders who are here today and who inspire us to help in our own communities. Anxiety and depression among kids is a very serious issue. This year, I will focus on my Express and Address Your Feelings platform and work to make a difference. My first platform point is to promote strategies for fifth graders to communicate their feelings, including through my Turn My Frown Upside Down mailbox. It is important to give kids the right tools to communicate with adults, teachers, and professionals. So I will create a video with ways to talk about your feelings and provide instructions for creating a mailbox in your classroom. My next point is to educate students about the signs of anxiety and depression and strategies to cope with those feelings. Many students don't know what may be preventing them from learning, socializing, playing, or focusing in school. So I will host a live virtual education program for fifth graders about recognizing these signs of these big emotions and ways kids can cope. One strategy I will share is my Tap Out Light Station, which is a way for kids to reset if they're having a moment in class. I'm piloting this idea at my school, and I'm very excited to see it come to life. My third point is to create a digital mental health hub with uplifting messages and interactive resources to inspire kids. It will have messages and quotes to put on a smile on anyone's faces who may need it, and helpful mental resources. I will also give a statewide poster contest for fifth graders where the winners will be featured here. It is clear that anxiety and depression are real issues, but by working together on my Express and Address Your Feelings platform, we can make a difference. Again, I want to thank everyone for electing me to serve as your 2023 Kid Governor. I'm eager to start my term, and I want you to remember today, tomorrow, and long after that you are stronger than you think you are. Thank you.
Ellie, that's amazing. It took a lot of courage to do what you did, and you are already making a difference. I want to thank Secretary of State Thomas also for delivering the oath of office. And also, I just want to tie something back in to what I said at the beginning before I started going off the scripted remarks. And what Ellie just did and what she's done through her campaign is shine a light on an issue. And what I do, if you don't know, I anchor the news, report the news here locally on NBC Connecticut. And some might be wondering, well, what does that have to do with anything? Sometimes we have to report. None of us who work in this business enjoy reporting on issues or problems, but if nobody shines a light on those problems, then nobody knows that they need solutions, right? And so that's what I love about this Kid Governor organization. Ellie and cabinet members, you've looked at issues and come up with real solutions, thoughtful, innovative solutions to real problems. That is really encouraging. This is so much more than just a popularity contest. I'm very impressed with all you're doing, and I can't wait to see what you're going to accomplish in the year ahead. So again, congratulations. And now I'm just going to go on for about 20 more minutes. Is that okay? No? Okay, well, on that note, that concludes our inauguration ceremony. We'll now pause for a brief moment while our special guests leave the stage. Thank you again for coming, taking time out of your busy schedules. And then Ellie's cabinet will join her here for a news conference in just a few minutes.